know, there's a lot of stuff out there. These are almost all galaxies, by the way. And, oh, there you go, a couple of galaxies. Each one of these little blobs is about 100 billion stars. 100 billion stars, plus or minus 2. Okay, that's fine. But, you know, how many planets are out there? That's something we didn't know. When I was a kid, right, just before the Crimean War broke out, if you went to the planetarium, if you went to the Hagen Planetarium in New York, they would tell you, you know, planets could be very rare, right? But it turns out they're not. Most stars have planets, and in fact, that means in the Milky Way galaxy, which you could actually see from Arizona, although maybe not from here, you know, they're on the order of 1 trillion planets. Now, most of those planets are pretty worthless, you know, like Uranus and Neptune, and for that matter, Jupiter and Saturn. They're not terribly interesting. But if you buy 1 trillion lottery tickets, they're not all losers, right? Unlike the other members of my high school class, they're not all losers. So that's 1 trillion planets in our Milky Way, and since we can see roughly 2 trillion other galaxies, that's a lot of lottery tickets. So we figure they're out there. If we're not out there, by the way, that means you're a miracle, right? That means you're the smartest things in the cosmos. And although a lot of you like to think that's true, it's only because your parents told you that for the first 6 years of your life. Okay? But it's not necessarily the case. Okay, so that's why we think they're out there. How could we find them? Well, on TV and in the movies, it's very simple. You just put the pedal to the metal, call up Scotty in the engine room, and you zip off to some other place. Now, despite the impression you may get from all this, it's very difficult to go to the stars. It's actually quite difficult. It's hard to go to Mars. You've been hearing about that here at this. It's hard to go to the moon, for that matter. But I mean, to go to the stars is just many orders of magnitude more difficult. And it's not a technology problem. People think of this as an engineering problem. If only we could get those dilithium crystals, we could do this.